You won't believe who just cracked open the vault, revealing decades of silence, heartbreak, and the kind of inner battles that would break most people. Imagine walking red carpets with millions watching, smiling for cameras while carrying a secret so heavy it keeps you up at night. That's what John Travolta lived with. But now he's speaking up. And what he's saying has got everyone talking. Let's take it from the top. Before the fame, the jets, or the scandal, John was just a dreamer from Englewood, New Jersey. One of 6 kids, growing up in a noisy, loving Italian-American home. His mom was a drama teacher and actress, so it wasn't uncommon to hear Shakespeare quotes mixed in with spaghetti dinner. She saw something in him early on, raw talent, sure, but also a spark that didn't quite fit in a classroom. By 16, Travolta dropped out of high school. That's right, no prom, no cap and gown. He headed to New York City with a suitcase, a few bucks, and a belief that the stage was where he truly belonged. He pounded pavement, took whatever gigs he could, commercials, voiceover work, even a brief stint in a touring musical. And then came Welcome Back, Kotter. One role, one shot, boom, overnight teen idol. But it was Saturday Night Fever that changed everything. Suddenly he wasn't just a heartthrob, he was a movement. That white suit, iconic. That dance floor strut, legendary. People copied it, parroted it, obsessed over it. He followed it up with Grease, and let's be honest, Danny Zuko is still one of the most beloved bad boys in pop culture history. If you weren't crushing on Travolta in the late 70s, were you even alive? But fame, as we all know, is a roller coaster. The 80s hit hard. His movies flopped. Critics turned. Scripts dried up. It was like Hollywood forgot him. And during that slump, Travolta found something that promised answers: Scientology. After reading L. Ron Hubbard's Dianetics, he was drawn in. He later said it gave him a map to understand himself, something the movie business never could. He dove deep, auditing, studying, rising through the ranks. 4 years, he was one of Scientology's most famous faces. But behind closed doors, it wasn't all peace and purpose. By the early 2000s, Travolta started questioning things. Whispers from friends, public scandals from former members, and maybe the biggest pressure of all, blackmail. Rumors swirled that private details from auditing sessions could be used as leverage, secrets about his personal life, his family, his identity. And let's not forget the personal tragedies. In 2009, Travolta's world was shattered when his 16-year-old son, Jet, died unexpectedly during a family trip to the Bahamas. Jet had autism and a history of seizures, but nothing prepares you for that kind of loss. Travolta withdrew from the spotlight. He was broken, grieving. In one of his rare public posts afterward, he wrote, "Jet, you will always be the light of my life." No PR spin, just raw pain. Then in 2020, he lost his wife, Kelly Preston, to breast cancer. They'd been together for nearly 30 years. She was his anchor. And now he was raising their 2 kids, Ella and Benjamin, alone. At 66, Travolta wasn't just grieving again, he was starting over. But maybe that's when something in him shifted. In early 2025, Travolta finally sat down for an interview. No cameras, no filters, and admitted he'd nearly left Scientology back in 2008. He said he stayed because he feared what the church might expose. "I didn't want to lose everything I had built," he said, voice cracking, "but I also didn't want to be imprisoned by silence." Those words hit like a punch. Fans and critics flooded social media. Some praised him. Others questioned why he didn't walk away completely. A former member of the church said, "This is a brave step." But Scientology doesn't let go of people like him easily. That tension between loyalty and fear has followed Travolta for years. And finally, he's naming it. But there's so much more to the man than tabloid drama. After losing Jet, Travolta quietly launched a foundation in his son's honor, dedicated to helping children with special needs and supporting epilepsy research. No red carpets, no gala fundraisers. Just quiet donations and long-term impact. He's also flown his own jet on humanitarian missions, including delivering relief after Hurricane Katrina. Yes, flown. Travolta's not your average hobby pilot. He's got licenses for multiple aircraft, including a Boeing 707. He's logged thousands of flight hours. His home in Florida? It has a runway. Literally. You can taxi a plane right up to his front door. And when he talks about flying, it's not just passion. It's therapy. Up there, no one's asking questions. No judgment. Just peace. His love for aviation started early, but now it's something he shares with his son, Benjamin. They build model planes, fly drones, and even simulate takeoffs in a flight simulator. On Instagram, he posted a picture of the two of them by a toy plane with the caption, "Ben, you're the pilot of my heart." Cue the tears. Then there's Ella, his daughter. She's grown into a talented actress in her own right. They've starred together in films like The Poison Rose, and Travolta is always just off camera, guiding her, cheering her on. She said more than once, "My dad taught me how to stand up after every fall." You can feel the love, it's not performative. It's deep, real, and rooted in everything they've survived. Professionally, Travolta's taken a step back from constant work. These days he chooses projects carefully. No more chasing blockbuster hits just for the paycheck. Instead, he's exploring passion projects, like a documentary on 1970s culture. The era that made him famous is also the one he wants to dissect through a creative lens. "I want to show what that decade meant," he said. "Not just to me but to the world." And let's talk about wellness. Gone are the days of grueling 14-hour shoots and press tours. Travolta now starts his mornings with yoga and ends his days with guided meditation. On a podcast last year he shared, "I didn't know how to listen to my own heart for a long time. Now I do." He even picked up gardening, roses and herbs mostly, and posts poetic captions like, "Every petal reminds me that life still blooms." Yeah, the guy who once did the tango with Uma Thurman is now making pesto from scratch. And speaking of fun, he hasn't lost his sense of humor. Remember that viral Oscars flub when he introduced Idina Menzel as Adele Dazeem? He turned the whole thing into a meme and even poked fun at himself online. That humility made him even more lovable to a whole new generation. Now he's dancing on TikTok, cooking with friends, and posting chess matches with cheeky captions like, "Still undefeated at home." So where does that leave us? John Travolta isn't just a Hollywood icon. He's a man who's endured loss, battled inner demons, faced public scandals, and somehow kept dancing. He's redefined resilience not through big speeches but by showing up, over and over again, for his kids, his passions, and his truth. He's flawed, yes, but he's also fearless. And in an industry where image is everything, that kind of honesty is rare. Maybe he'll never fully leave Scientology. Maybe the fear still lingers. But for the first time he's made it clear, he's not afraid to talk anymore. He's not just surviving Hollywood. He's rewriting what it means to live authentically in it. So, what amazes you most about Travolta? Is it the roles that made us sing and dance? The way he's turned grief into purpose? Or the quiet strength it takes to walk through fire and still come out smiling? If this story moved you, hit that like button like you mean it. Share it with someone who needs to hear that even in the darkest times, there's still a way forward. And if you're hungry for more stories about icons who dared to be human, subscribe, hit the bell, and stay tuned. Because sometimes the real drama isn't on screen. It's in the life behind the lens. We'll see you in the next one.